unexpected turn in the seemingly foregone trial conclusion, on Tuesday the order of Kazakh Justice Ministry to deny the National Association Demokratiya Jashasin state registration was cancelled by an Astana district court. Some observers were quick to name the episode a victory for democracy.
Astana District Court has granted registration rights to the Association Demokratiya Jashasin. Vladimir Kozlov won a lawsuit against the Minister of Justice. The decision was announced by the judge Askar Suleymanov on February 16th, cancelling the previous order of the Justice Ministry Registration Service Committee.
The previous order lacked specific reasons for rejection, which would be clear to the appellant.
The Committee of the Justice Ministry rejected the registration of Demokratiya Jashasin due to its name being too similar to the one of the eliminated in 2005 Public Association Democratic Choice of Kazakhstan. According to the law on public associations, names and symbols of organizations should not duplicate names of eliminated organizations.
Demokratiya Jashasin doesn't have anything common with the name of Democratic Choice of Kazakhstan. The letters are different. I personally do not notice anything in common.
After the announcement of the court decision, prosecutor Alibekov explained to the representative of the Justice Ministry, Kenjagaliyev, what his mistake was.
Your problem was the lack of reasoning.
The court rejected the arguments of the Justice Ministry because they were not included in the official written registration. Also, the court found that there are no common words in the organization's names. Many expected the process to be long and tedious, however, it ended within just 3 days. Now activists of Demokratiya Jashasin will make another attempt at registering their association, although the Justice Ministry could appeal the court's decision. In that case, the story will continue.
We have more news about other unexpectedly positive trial outcomes. A bailiff's decision to suspend the printing of newspaper Respublika Business Review Take 2 was cancelled on Tuesday by an Almaty district court.
The court considers the claim sound and will satisfy it.
Judge Gulmira Beysenova announced the decision. She recalled that in accordance with the law on mass media, the suspension or termination of publication is possible only through a decision of the outlet's owner or the court. In this case, however, an order was issued on February 8th by the bailiff of the Medeu Territorial Court Administrator Mahmoud Sadikov. The reason given was the errors of compensation for moral damages to BTA Bank. Yesterday, the prosecutor said at the trial that our suit should be dismissed and the bailiff's actions are correct. This led us to believe that everything is already predetermined and we will never win this trial. That is why we are really surprised now.
On Tuesday, the attorney of the former Kazatomprom head Nurlan Beysikeyev requested to suspend the trial during its 12th hearing. Mukhtar Jakishev's health continues to worsen and he needs urgent medical treatment. The defendant also made several statements to the court.
On February 16th, Mukhtar Jakishev's attorney, Nurlan Beysikeyev, has asked the court to temporarily suspend the trial due to the poor health condition of his client. According to Beysikeyev, Jakishev, who is held in the pre-trial detention facility of the National Security Committee, was visited by a group of doctors from the National Medical Center in Astana after suffering another hypertensive crisis on February 13th.
Everything that was prescribed to my client before now has to be intensified, which clearly shows that there are concerns about Jakishev's health condition on the part of doctors and even the court.
Nevertheless, the hospitalization of the defender was denied yet again. Judge Juldosbekov refused to temporarily suspend the trial for the period of the defender's treatment, but at the same time noted Mukhtar Jakishev's serious condition in his resolution. In response, attorney Beysikeyev asked to the judge dismissal for already the 5th time. In addition, Mukhtar Jakishev and his attorney filed a complaint about the court as they were dissatisfied with the public defender Isatayev still being attached to the process. In addition, they demand transparency during court proceedings.
We continue this trial marathon with the news about the process involving senior officials arrested last year. Deputy chairs of Statistics Agency as well as Deputy Minister of Emergency Situations are being charged with corruption. The next story has more.
They're accused of embezzling nearly a third of the budget allocated for the census campaign, which is about $5.5 million. According to the state prosecution, Serik Turjanov's company was tasked with producing forms, while the former deputy heads of the Statistics Agency created favorable conditions to win the tender. According to investigators, the group was led by the ex-chief statistician of the country, Anar Beshibayeva, now internationally wanted. Nevertheless, all defendants pled not guilty.
I didn't sign anything or received any monetary promotions. My attorney filed a motion to terminate a criminal case against me.
Simultaneously, another former official awaits the decision in another Astana court. Former Vice Minister of Emergency Situations Abdullah Sabdalin is accused of giving a $30,000 bribe to a financial police officer. One of the main witnesses, Sabdalin's subordinate who might have passed the bribe, was interrogated on Tuesday. But the mediator refused to participate in the process, fearing his former boss, and his testimonies were presented by the judge.
I have objected to pass the money several times, but Sabdalin said he has great contacts in the financial police. I was afraid, but I had to obey Sabdalin as I was his direct subordinate.
These two trials are linked not only by the high ranks of figurants who at some point used to be vice ministers, but also through another interesting detail. Chiefs of both defendants, the former Emergencies Minister Viktor Khrapunov and head of the statistics agency Anara Mishimbayeva, have fled abroad from the prosecution. Their names were mentioned in the court many times, but it's not likely that their testimonies will be ever heard.
Meanwhile, Kazakhstan is trying to score points on the international arena. The country is planning to revive the effectiveness of the OSCE through holding the organization's summit in Astana sometime this summer. A meeting of such scale has not been summoned for already 10 years. On February 14th, Russian President Dmitry Medvedev supported the idea of his Kazakh colleague.
On Tuesday, Astana gained the support of Moscow on the issue of holding the OSCE summit. Kazakhstan wants to reboot the organization's format, but throughout the organization's history, summits were never held in the chairing country. Experts believe that gathering of 56 heads on the member states in Astana for the first time in 10 years is not a maximum program.
It would be better to devote more time not to the very fact of a meeting for the sake of meeting, but to achieve serious and, most importantly, workable solutions.
At the same time, it's not even clear whether the OSCE members will agree to visit Astana, as the summit's organizer will get too many political dividends.
They do not want to see Kazakhstan becoming a hero in the eyes of Europe, just like that, without changing pipe routes, altering its relationships with China, Russia and Iran, sending troops to Afghanistan and doing nothing for the developing of democracy throughout the world.
Political analyst Sanat Kushkumbayev believes that before gathering a new summit, Kazakhstan has to fulfill obligations of the old one. Also, the time window is too short, as the deadline is summer 2010.
Paris might be a good meeting place. The 20-year anniversary of the Charter of Paris is approaching, and French President Nicolas Sarkozy could persuade his colleagues to participate in the summit. We could have shared that responsibility.
While politicians muster the compromise diplomacy, political analysts advise to consider a retreat strategy. Accorda ambitions, however, are understandable. In 2010, Kazakhstan will celebrate the president's anniversary. An accidental coincidence with the summit would certainly brighten the event.
These were all latest updates from Kazakhstan. Thank you for being with us and goodbye.